Actually, what do you mean by report? What happened you will go and say to others. Okay, that is reporting. Okay, there are two ways you can report. There are two types of reporting. Okay, one is you are telling the exact words used by the speaker. You can tell the exact words used by the speaker. Okay, that you need not change anything. You are not changing anything. That is called direct speech. That is called direct speech. Another one is you are changing everything. That is, you are telling in your own words. Okay, you are telling what happened in your own words. That is called indirect speech, or another word is reported speech. Okay, so if you say the exact words of the speaker, that is called direct speech, and if you are modifying in your own words, that is called indirect speech or reported speech. That's all. Okay, so while you are changing direct to indirect, you have to follow certain rules and regulations. Okay, I have written everything. Already I have taught you 4 types of sentences. First one, simple statement. Second one is interrogative sentence. Third one, imperative and exclamatory sentence. Okay, so for statements means ordinary sentences. Okay, and another one is interrogatives. Interrogative means asking questions. Okay, and then imperative means commands and request. Commanding or requesting. And then exclamatory sentence, you are exclaiming about something. That is expression of strong feelings. Okay, so these are all the 4 types of sentences. According to these sentences, you have to change into indirect speech. Okay, you have to change the direct into indirect. If it is ordinary statement, we have to use the conjunction that. We have to use the conjunction that, and we say the verb as told. Okay, and then if it is interrogative means asking questions. Okay, so we are changing into asked or inquired. Asked or inquired, and we have to use the conjunction if or whether. And if it is WH questions, the same WH question words can be used as conjunction. And then imperative sentences are command and request. Command, that is ordering or requesting. Okay, so for that the verb should be ordered, requested, okay, or asked. Anything you can use, commanded. And the to infinitive must be used as conjunction. And exclamatory sentences also conjunction that should be used, and the verb can be exclaimed, okay, or wished, or according to the sentence you can use those verbs. Okay, next here tense, you have to concentrate on tense. Okay, if it is present tense, like I write the test, means while you are changing it into the past, while you are changing it into reported speech or indirect speech, you have to change present tense into past tense. Okay, so I write the test means you have to change it as I wrote the test. Okay, and present continuous, I am writing the test means you have to change it as I was writing the test. Okay, she was writing the test. So according to that you have to change. Then present perfect tense. Present perfect tense means what? Just now you have finished. Okay, I have completed writing the test, or I have written that test. So that present perfect should be changed into past perfect. Okay, so she had completed the test, or she had written the test. Okay, then simple past tense is given. Simple past tense is given. Like she wrote the test. She wrote the test. Then while you are changing it into reported speech or indirect speech, past perfect should be used. Past perfect should be used. Okay, so she wrote the test means you have to write as she had written the test. She had written the test. And past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. Like she was writing the test. She was writing the test. It should be written as past perfect continuous tense. Like she had been writing the test. Okay, she was writing the test means you have to write as she had been writing the test. She had been writing the test. Okay, and can should be changed as could. Must should be changed into had to. May should be changed into might, and will should be changed into would. Shall should be changed into should. Okay, these are all the past forms for these present verbs. Have you understood all of you? The action where it is taken place and when it is taken place. Okay, this is adverb. So அதை நீங்க concentrate பண்ணணும். இப்போ this அப்படிங்கிறது that ன்னு மாறும். Okay, now I give this book to her அப்படின்னு சொன்னா நீங்க அதை மறுபடியும் சொல்லும் பொழுது என்ன சொல்லுவீங்க? That book. நான் வந்து இது அப்படின்னு சொன்னா அதுன்னு தானே மாத்துவீங்க பாஸ்ட்ல. So this வந்து that ஆ மாறும். Theseங்கிறது those ஆ மாறும். சரியா? Here அப்படின்னா there மாறும். She comes here அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்றேன். அதை நீங்க மாத்தும் போது என்ன சொல்வீங்க? She went there ன்னு தான் சொல்லுவீங்க. Understood? She went there. இப்போ அவ இங்க வந்தா நான் சொல்றத நீங்க இன்டைரக்ட்டா மாத்தும் பொழுது நீங்க ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணும் பொழுது அவ அங்க போனான்னு தான் சொல்லுவீங்க. ஓகே? So here there மாறும். Now then. Nowனா என்னது? இப்போ. Nowங்கிறது என்னது? இப்போ. You finish now அப்படி நான் சொல்றேன். அதை நீங்க ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணும் பொழுது எப்படி மாத்துவீங்க? அப்பவே முடிக்க சொன்னாங்க மிஸ்ன்னு தான் சொல்லுவீங்க. அப்போ she finished then. She finished then. So now எப்படி மாறும்? then ஆ மாறும். சரியா? And thus so. Thus so. Thus she finished அப்படின்னு சொன்னனா so நீங்க மாத்தணும். இப்படிங்கிறது அந்த மாதிரி மாறும். இல்லையா? அடுத்தது hence thence. Hence அப்படினா அதனால. அது வந்து எப்படி மாறும்? thence மாறும். ago before. agoனா என்னது? ரொம்ப காலத்துக்கு முன்னாடி. இல்லையா? some years ago அப்படிங்கிறது before மாறும். ஓகே? I went to my native place an year ago அப்படின்னு சொல்றேன். சரியா? அப்ப நீங்க அதை இன்டைரக்ட்டா மாத்தும்போது என்ன சொல்வீங்க? The teacher told that she had gone to her native place an year before. An year before. ago எப்படி மாறும்? before மாறும். சரியா? And today that day. Okay, you complete your test today. You complete your assignment today அப்படின்னு சொல்றேன். அப்ப நீங்க போய் இன்டைரக்ட்டா ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணும்போது என்ன சொல்வீங்க? Ma'am told. Teacher told that all of us had to finish our assignment that day. அந்த டுடேங்கிறது எப்படி மாறும்? that day. இன்னைக்குங்கிறது அன்னைக்கு மாறும் இல்லையா? அவ்வளவுதான். tomorrow. tomorrowன்றது நாளைக்கு. all of you complete and submit your assignment tomorrow அப்படின்னு சொல்றேன். அப்ப நீங்க போய் என்ன சொல்லணும்? Teacher told us to complete our assignment the next day. இல்லையா? நான் இந்த tomorrowங்கிறது எப்படி மாறும்? the next day மாறும் இல்லாட்டி the following day மாறும். ஓகே? இதே மாதிரி next week அப்படினா the following week னு எழுதணும். சரியா? next year அப்படினா the following year னு மாத்தணும். ஓகே? அதே மாதிரி yesterdayங்கிறது the previous day, the day before போட்டுருக்கீங்க இல்லையா? அதே மாதிரி last nightங்கிறது the previous night, the night before போடுறோம் இல்லையா? அதே மாதிரி last weekனாலும் நம்ம என்ன போடணும்? the previous week or the week before. last yearனாலும் என்ன போடணும்? the previous year, the year before. ஓகே, அதெல்லாம் முடிஞ்சது எல்லாமே previous அல்லது before யூஸ் பண்றோம். tonightங்கிறது that night. Okay, so these are all the adverbial changes you have to concentrate. Clear? Okay, next you have to concentrate on pronouns. If it is I, it has been changed as he or she. Okay, if it is we, it is they. It should be changed as they. You means he, she or they, because you sometimes for plural also we use. Okay, so it is they also can be used. And if it is my, it is his or her. Our will be changed into their, and your will be changed as his, her and their. Me can be changed as him or her, and us can be changed as them. You can be changed as him or her or them, and mine can be changed as his or hers. Ours can be changed as theirs, and yours can be changed as his, hers and theirs. So these are all the changes most probably you have to do while changing direct into indirect speech. Understood all of you? Good morning, children. Good morning, Miss. You have learned everything. That is, what are all the possible changes? What are all the changes you have to do while you are changing into direct into indirect, isn't it? So we have studied statements. Already we have changed. We have done all the exercises for statements, isn't it? I said according to the 4 types of sentences, we have to change the direct into indirect. So you remember what are the 4 types of sentences? What is the first one? Statement. Statement or declarative sentences. And then second one is interrogative sentence. Third, imperative. Fourth, exclamative. Okay. So we have studied statements. Okay. For statements, we have to add the conjunction that you studied. Okay. Next, we are going to study interrogative sentence. What is that? Interrogative sentence. What do you mean by interrogative sentence? Asking questions. Very good. What do you mean by interrogative sentences? Asking questions. Okay. So there are 2 types of questions. Okay. For example, I am asking you, have you completed your homework today?
Yes. Yes.
Do you like coffee?
Yes.
Do you like to come to school?
Yes, miss.
Have you eaten ice cream?
Yes, miss.
Have you gone to Ooty?
Yes.
Did you come to school yesterday?
Yes, miss.
So for these questions you answered me yes or no. You answered me
Yes or no.
So these types of questioning words, interrogative sentences are called yes or no type questions. Okay? These questions, interrogative type is called yes or no type questions. Okay? And what is your name? What is your father doing? When will you come to school? Okay? Which is your house? So these are all WH questions. These are all
WH questions.
Because these question sentences started with WH question words. Okay? Like when, where, which, what, whose, whom, how many, how much, how long, how often. All these things are starting with WH words, and so this is called WH questions. So these 2 types of questions we have. One is yes or no type questions. Second one is WH questions. Okay. So yes or no type questions usually start with auxiliary verbs. You know that. Okay, like be verbs, am, is. What are the be verbs?
Am, is, was, are, were.
And auxiliary verbs, helping verbs are like do, did, have, has, had, will, would, shall, should, may, might, can, could. All these are all auxiliary verbs. Usually the yes or no type question starts with auxiliary verbs. Okay. So next, for this interrogative sentences, the connectors used as actually yes or no type questions means you have to use the connector if or whether. You have to use the connector if or whether. If WH question means you will not add the connector, we can use the WH words itself as the conjunction. Okay? And then while you are as usual, you have to do all the necessary changes. I said no adverb of place, time, everything. And then the verbs. You know what? If it is present tense, you have to make it as past. If it is present continuous, past continuous. If it is present perfect,
Past perfect.
If it is past already, if you have in the direct speech, you have to change it into past perfect. Very good. If it is past continuous, we have to change it into
Past perfect continuous.
And as usual, can, could, will, would, shall, should, must, have to. These are all the changes you have to do. Okay. And pronouns also we have to see to whom does it refer to, and according to that we will change it. Okay. So one thing apart from other changes, what I already told you, you have to check if it is WH questions or yes or no type questions. Okay. So if it is yes no questions, that is if the question started with auxiliary verb, you have to add the connector if or whether. Okay. That alone you have to remember. And as usual, one more thing I would like to tell you. Though if it is an interrogative sentence, the pattern if it is started with auxiliary verb or WH question word, you have to, while you are changing it into indirect, while you are changing it into indirect, as usual like statement only, you have to write. Okay, that is first you have to start with the pronoun or subject. Okay. Now shall we see the examples? Does anybody have any doubt? Have you understood all of
No,
you?
miss.
Yes. Okay. Now I will tell you the exercises. Okay. See the first one. He said to me, "What are you doing?" He said to me, "What are you doing?" And one more, what is the important thing you have to remember? The reporting verb. The reporting verb should be ask or inquire. Like said to have been changed into told no in statement, and in interrogative sentences you have to change said to into asked. What is the reporting verb here?
Ask
or inquire. Ask or inquire. Okay. So first one, he said to me, "What are you doing?" He said to me,
What are you doing?
Okay. So what are you doing is WH questions. Okay. So we need not add the connector if or whether. Okay. Then said to have been changed into asked. Okay. Now shall we change this? He asked me what I. Next word should come.
I.
Okay. You should not change this or as where. Okay. Because if it though it is a interrogative sentence, while you are changing, you have to write as declarative sentence only. You have to write as statement only. Okay. So what are you doing? He asked me what. Here me. He said to me. Okay. So he asked me. This you will be I, because he asked me only. No. He asked me. So this you refers to I. What are you doing? Means here I. This you refers to I, because he asked me. Have you understood clearly?
Yes.
He asked me what I was doing. Okay. So after what or after the connector, I pronoun should come. Okay. I was doing. So this R will be changed as was, because this present should be changed into past. Have you understood?
Yes.
So he said to me, "What are you doing?" will be changed into indirect as he asked me what I was doing. He asked me what I was doing. Shall we go to the second sentence? Where do you live? Where do you
Live.
This is also WH question. Okay. Ask the stranger. Ask the
Stranger.
So the stranger inquired. Here we have added the reporting verb as inquired. Okay. So the stranger inquired. Next WH question word. What is the WH question word used here? Where? What is the WH question?
Where?
Okay. So where I lived. After where, pronoun should come where I lived. Okay. Third one. He said to me, "Will you attend the meeting?" He said to me, "Will you attend the meeting?" So will you attend the meeting is yes no type question. Yes or no type question. It started with the auxiliary verb will. Okay. So what connector we have to add? If or whether. What connector we have to add? If or whether. So he asked me if. Because here also me. So me is actually I. Okay, so he asked me if I will be changed into would. If I would attend the meeting. Okay, so he asked me if I would attend the meeting. What do you want? He said to her. Okay, so this is also WH question. Okay, so he asked her what she wanted. What she wanted. Because he asked her. Her will be changed as she. Okay. Next, he said, "How is your father?" He said, "How is your father?" So this is also WH question. Okay. So he asked how my father was. How my father was. These will be changed into was. Okay. Next, are you coming home with me? She asked me. Are you coming home with me? She asked me. Okay. Are you coming home? What type of question it is? Yes or no type question. What type of question it is?
Yes
or no type question. Okay. So we have to add the connector if or whether. Okay. So she asked me if I was coming home with her, because she asked. So with her. Okay. So she asked me if I was. After if we have to write the pronoun or noun. So if I was coming, is coming will become was coming home with her. Okay. Next, the poor man said in distress, will none of you help me? The poor man is fed up because no one is giving help, no one is giving money to him. So he said in distress, will none of you help me? Will none of you help me? So how shall we change this? Will none of you help me is what type of question? What type of interrogative sentence? Yes or no type question. Will none of you help me? Will none of you help me? What he will say? He will say yes or no. So what type of question it is? Yes or no type question. Okay. So the poor man asked in distress. The poor man asked in distress. We added the connector if. We have added the connector if. And then the subject none of them. Okay. And then none of them would help him. None of you will be changed as none of them. None of you will be changed as none of them. Will is changed as would. Will is changed as would. So the poor man asked in distress if none of them would help him. If none of them would help him. Me will be changed as him. That's all. Okay. Next. Don't you know the way home? Asked I. Don't you know the way home? Asked I. Okay. Here, don't you know the way home? What type of question it is?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no type question. Okay. So we have to add if or whether as the connector. I asked. I have added whether. Okay. I asked whether. Here the nothing is given now. So we can try. I have written he or she knew the way home. No will be changed as knew. No is the present tense and past form of no is knew. Understood? So I asked whether he or she knew the way home. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes. Next. Teacher said to the boys, have you learned the answers for the test? Teacher said to the boys, have you learned the answers for the test? So if I ask you, have you learned, what will you say? Yes. Yes. Most of you will say
Yes.
Some of you will say
No.
So what type of question is this?
Yes
or no
or no
type question. So what we have to add? We have to add the connector if or whether. Okay. So teacher asked the boys. Teacher asked the boys. I have added whether as the connector. Okay. So after whether, what we have to write? They. Here you is students. You are the boys. Okay. So I have written they. Teacher asked the boys whether they had learned the answers for the test. Okay. Have is changed, converted into had. That's all. Once again see here. The teacher asked the boys whether they had learned the lessons for the test. Whether they had. The teacher asked the boys whether they had learned answers for the test. Okay. Next. The policeman said to the man, where are you going? The policeman said to the man, where are you going? Okay. So where are you going is WH question. You need not add the connector because where itself can be used as the connector. Okay. So the policeman inquired. Usually the policeman will inquire, isn't it? So the policeman inquired of the man where he was going. After where we have to write the pronoun he. Okay. Here you has been changed as he. Okay. Where he was going. So the policeman inquired the man where he was going. Okay. So that's all the changes. You have, if it is WH questions, you have to add if or whether as the connector, and the whole sentence must be changed, converted like statement only. Okay. And then reporting verb should be changed as asked or inquired. That's all.